You're on.
My name is Francis Turner. I'm with the official Marx Toy Museum, and today is May 10th, 2017, and I'm here with
Pedro
and
Clara.
Claire, and they are from Mexico. Can you tell me how you knew Louis Marx?
Well, I met him first in his office. I present myself and I said, I am the son of your partner Manuel Diaz Barreiro, who was my father.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to shake hands and say hello to you.
So Louis Marx and your father had a toy factory in Mexico.
Yes, they were partners. Mr. Marx owned 56% of the factory and my father 44% of the factory. And what happened is that my father was 100% owner of the factory at the very beginning, but he knew one friend who told him, I know one person who's the king of the toys, and it's very convenient for you that you know him. So he introduced him with Mr. Marx, and I said, well, you're in Mexico, I'm in the United States, so I would like, said Mr. Marx, I would like to have the majority of the shares of your company, and I'm going to supply you with molds, dice, technology, etc., and make you to grow big.
Mm-hmm.
And that happens in approximately 1948.
So how big was your dad's factory before Marx Toys got involved?
I will say that my father was in that time billing like maybe $200,000 a year.
And how many employees would that be?
That he had like maybe 50.
50?
Yes, and he made all kind of plastics, things, not toys at all. Housewares. He specialized in button shirts. Is where he starts his business. My father came from a very poor family that was hit by the Mexican Revolution. He was born in 1902, November 18 of 1902, and he lost my grandfather when he was 12. But he was very smart, and he couldn't go to school because he had to work, because he has another 6 brothers and sisters, and my grandmother alive, and they rent a very small apartment in downtown Mexico City. And he started selling in the street buttons and things for making clothing, because that area was really involved in that.
So when Louis Marx and your dad got involved in the business together, what year would that have been?
That was in 1949.
1949?
Yes.
And by 1960, how many people worked in the plant, would you say?
By 1960, there was like 500.
500?
500, and by 1965 was like 2,000.
2,000? Wow.
Yes.
So it really grew.
Yes, very much. And the things was just ended up with a handshake, and later on they make the paperwork and all that. But Mr. Marx immediately started sending tooling to him, and some machinery, and some extra money.
So most of the tooling came from the United States?
Yes.
That's correct.
And when you guys made all these toys, did you sell them all over the world?
No, We sell only in Mexico.
Only in Mexico?
Only Mexico, yep.
Okay.
Mexico was a closed market who was not imports because was not enough dollars
Mm-hmm.
to pay for merchandise coming into Mexico. So the people who was able to manufacture in Mexico, they sell the things more expensive that was in the industry around the world.
So did Louis Marx come to Mexico some, in the plant, to see the plant?
He went only one time
Uh-huh.
and was invited by me. My father invited him several times, but he said he was too busy and the plant was too small. But one day I went and I invited him to go and see the plant, and he went to the plant, and we took him to other nice places.
Excuse me one second. You couldn't get the molds for the big well.
Yes, we couldn't get them all, so we have to make molds only for us.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Louis Marx did visit the plant. Did he come by himself or did he bring his wife?
No.
No,
By himself?
By himself?
In fact, I was in New York, and he said, "I go back with you."
Uh-huh.
So I called my dad and I said, "I'm going back to Mexico with Louis Marx." "How come?" He said, "He never visited any factory." "Very welcome." And that was a Christmas time. So he arrived to Mexico, and he had Christmas with my family, and he stayed at our home
Yeah.
for 3 or 4 nights.
Wow.
And we showed him the city, and then he went one day he went to the plant and have him one game that he was making that time,
Mm-hmm.
and he asked the workers to get around and said, "We're going to play a game," and he got a bunch of dollars for the winners and start playing with the workers.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And,
Very unusual.
and everybody got a bite of the.
So Louis was a pretty sociable type
Yes.
person?
In those days, yes.
Very well liked?
Yes. In those days, yes.
Huh.
Mhm.
So did your father visit the United States and go to the factories?
Yes.
Yes, several times.
Ver-
And did you come with him?
I came with him one time only. The
Uh-huh.
rest I did by myself.
Oh, you came by yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Myself and my brother Manuel.
Uh-huh.
We were the one that were the travelers, and I was in charge of the production. I did not start as a production manager. I start in maintenance, cleaning machines, and know how to work with a lathe, with a drill, how to sharpen tools and things like that. And then, because my dad was very nice with me, he just put me in front.
charge. Mhm.
He jumped me in the production of 2 companies. One was called Manufacturas Plásticas, and the other one was called Artefactos Plásticos. And then he joined the 2 factories together and created the name of Plastimarx in honor of Mr. Marx.
So, did your dad know Buck Livingston from the Glendale plant?
Yes.
He
Yes.
did he talk to him quite often? Did I hear that?
Yes, but the one who has more connections with him was myself.
You had more connections
Because of
with
the
him.
production.
Okay.
Because, yes, I was involved with the production, and I need to know some details required for the production, like cycles, like all the technical things that I need for
So
running.
you was a technical man, huh?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So what kind of toys did you make in Mexico? Could you name some of them?
Yes. We start with the trenches figures, of all kinds, soldiers, Indians, cowboys. Then we went through the 6-inch figures, which we had to buy the cavities from Ferriot Brothers in Akron, Canton.
You got Mexico bought them?
Yes.
You had them made in the U.S. and shipped to.
And ship
Okay.
and ship just the cavities, and then we have to make the holders in our machine shop and put these cavities and have duplicates. So the United States has one set, and we have other
The other
set.
set.
But the Mexican set was paid by Plastimax.
Mm-hmm. So did they make play sets?
We made play sets. We make the Ford. We make the
Fort Apache?
Fort Apache.
Yeah. What other ones?
Um,
Is the Kings?
Well, in the side of the metal products, we make a large variety of toys, from trains up to cases that was open up and show what was inside.
Cowboys and stuff?
Cowboys. Yes.
Yeah.
I recall making the log fences by the thousands, by the millions. We have one particular toy, maybe a couple of them, which was being forgotten, which was the 301 pistol gun, which we run. That little gun was like a revolver. We run maybe 200,000 of these guns per year, and all of them they were sold in Mexico, very inexpensively. And other ones who we make less, but still the volume was big, like the Coca-Cola truck, who has the bottles, and they snap together. So I remember I make a press with a dial, and 2 workers was putting the bottles inside, and the press will punch it together and have the case ready. And that particular truck, I think we make like 50,000 every year. So very, very good, and the price was very, very low.
So you were saying before that you would come here, like, did you come here every year?
Oh yeah, more than once.
So you would come here and you would try to talk them into giving you some molds? Sending some molds to Mexico?
Choose the most for the next.
That's
year.
correct. First I arrived to the office in 205th Avenue, and then I meet with 2 personalities. One, the name was
Archie Marcus.
Archie Marcus, who run basically the operation a day, and one man who his name is Larry Pasek. Larry was the one who actually shipped the tooling and get into the amount of pieces that they are going to mold, and see if they have enough room and time for us to have certain molds. And he said, I'm sorry, this particular toy is not available for this year because we have too many sales, so we cannot send you the tooling. And many of the cases, to make a duplicate tooling was almost impossible because of the very high cost. By example, the Johnny West figures, we have to wait several years before we run the first.
So you did make Johnny West figures in Mexico?
Oh yes.
Yes.
Using the same molds that we used, but I bet you made them in different colors with different names.
No.
No?
We use the same name, Johnny West.
You called them Johnny West and Jane West?
With the same paintings, decorations, and everything.
And Stoney the Soldier, the ones who has no flexible legs. It was just a solid legs and only mobile arms. And of course, all the kind of horses that was with the set of Johnny West. And the other important line, and this was in 1957, was the year of the trains. Is the way that my dad calls us. We are going to make electric trains, because no one single train was made in Mexico or imported,
Yeah.
or the people don't have any access. And we start making the transformer, and with the light and the whole thing. Originally was lithograph wagons, and locomotive was also metal.
So, when did the plant in Mexico shut down? The plants up here shut down around 1980.
We have, as I mentioned to you, we have two plants. One was much modern than the other one, but the old one was more productive than the new
The
one.
new one, yeah.
The old one was the one that was shot first, and that was in 1986. 1986.
So it made toys clear up to 1986?
Yes.
Yes.
And who owned it then? Your father and who?
The family, because my dad.
Your family owned 100%?
Yes, we
Oh, okay.
we bought the difference in $1
Just imagine.
from
Just imagine $1.
the,
From?
the 56%. We bought it at $1 from
For $1. Why so cheap?
from
Quick.
Quaker Oats.
From Quick Roads.
Why would they sell for $1?
Well, they wanted to get rid of any plant who was not making profit, and we were not making profit.
Wow.
Not anymore
By
because
that
of the depression in Mexico, the money. So they start losing money, and they say that they didn't want to lose any money, so they sold it at $1,
Really?
the shares.
And when did they shut the other part of the plant down?
The other part really never shut down as a production plant. He changed it to another company who produced bread, and the name of the company was Bimbo bread.
Oh,
And
they produce, what did they produce?
they produce all kind of trays and packaging
Oh, okay.
for bread and for candies and for
Bakery.
bakery.
So it sounds like to me that
And that's
your dad was probably like the Louis Marx of the United States.
They were
He was
Oh,
a
yes.
very famous, was he real famous in Mexico?
very
famous.
very famous.
Very rich?
Yep.
Very rich?
Very rich.
Very good.
Very rich.
Okay. So, if I understand you guys, earlier you told me that you came here and you went to New York City
Yes.
and you visited Louis Marx's mansion,
Yeah, he invited us to spend a weekend with him.
spent a week,
A weekend
a weekend.
with him, yeah.
So you stayed there all night?
Yeah, we were in Scarsdale, in the beautiful mansion he had.
Yeah. So, how was it?
It was just beautiful. He lived there. We were astonished because of all the luxury he has in his house, and it caught us the attention that he had a special bedroom for his dogs.
Special bedroom for his dog.
Yes, in that mansion. A beautiful bedroom, all carpet with 2 king sizes, and it was just for the dogs.
Just for the dogs.
Yes.
Wow.
Just for the dogs. And on the basement, he had the boom boom room that was for his youngest son, that he would make experiments over there with powder and
Boom boom room.
yeah, the boom boom room. All
Right.
kind of chemistry he has
Ah,
in the basement. That was the boom boom room. And Louis Marx was very nice with us. Very, very nice.
So his wife was Adele,
Adele, yes, at that time.
and
She
how,
used to live in that house also. They didn't live together. Half of the house was for Adele and the other half was for Louis Marx.
yeah.
Like an imaginary line, half for you and half for me. That's the way they used
So
to
was she
live.
real sociable?
She wasn't very sociable.
No.
Not with Louis Marx friends.
Hmm.
Maybe on the other, she got some many friends from her side, but not on the.
Was she very attractive?
Very pretty.
Yeah.
Very, very pretty. And on those days, we also met, another time we met Patricia and Barbara, his daughters.
Uh huh. And then Louis. They had three with
And Louis too.
Renee,
Yeah,
Louis Marx's
Mhm.
first wife.
yeah.
She passed away at 33, but she had three children. Yeah.
Yeah.
Barbara, Renee, and Louis.
And Louis. Mhm.
Yeah.
And on that time also was Louis young. His son was over there with his wife. I don't know if it was his first wife or what kind of wife, what number of wife he had, but he was a very pretty girl.
Uh huh.
And we were playing tennis with them. They had a tennis court over there in Scarsdale.
And
So-
what?
A tennis court.
Oh, a tennis court. Oh, okay.
So we were playing tennis with them over there at Scarsdale.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So can you tell me anything about Adele? Adele? I mean, anything?
Not too
Other-
many, not too much. Not too much because we were closer to Louis than
Uh-huh.
to Adele.
Yeah.
We met her and she was very nice, very well educated and with us and very nice. But we didn't have really too much with her.
So Louis, when he married her, I think with her he had 5 boys. Did you meet any of them?
Hunter,
Hunter?
Spencer, and Emmett. They were
Okay.
there. Mhm.
Yeah, I think Hunter, he was the first one to pass away. Had like 49 years old or something.
And he was youngest.
Yeah. Yeah, he was the youngest and he passed away first.
Wow.
We didn't know that.
Mhm.
So, did you meet any famous people while you was at the Marx Mansion?
Yeah.
Did anybody knock on the door?
Well, not really very special one. It was Patricia. In those days, she wasn't married yet, but she was dating Daniel Elsber.
Ellsborough? Yeah.
And she was dating on those days with him. And we met him, and he started talking with Peter for what he was planning to do. But he was the one that Patricia would call the attention. She was quite nice,
Yeah.
and also Barbara. Barbara was quite a lady.
Yeah, I think she was the oldest.
She's
Yeah.
yeah. She was the
Yeah.
oldest, and she's very independent. Well, they all were very independent.
Uh-huh.
They weren't very close to Louis. They were very independent. I think that Hunter and Spencer, they were the closest to Louis.
Really?
Mhm.
So did they have like housekeepers and cooks and the
No.
chauffeur to drive you around or what?
No, he had a friend, a very close friend that he was the one that helped Louis with the groceries, and he had a special cookery, yes. And he had some persons that cleaned the house, and
Uh-huh.
it was very, very, very nice. Very nice.
I hear it had
Very
a
good
real
service.
nice staircase in it.
Yes, a beautiful service.
Beautiful?
Yeah, it was just beautiful. Yeah. I feel myself like I was in a mansion and like in the Gone with the Wind, something like that.
So did you guys go anywhere with him when you was there?
Yeah.
We went to the 21.
21 Club?
Yeah, we went to the 21 with him.
Yeah, that's where his hangout was. I
He
heard.
liked that restaurant.
Uh-huh.
He liked a lot that restaurant, and they treat him very, very well. But he tipped them very well. So,
Yeah.
I think so. It was something to do like that. But he was very nice with us.
So did you tell me you went to Bobby Kennedy's funeral with
Yes,
Louis Marx?
yes. On those days, it was when he was killed, when he was shot, and they made a mass, a beautiful mass in St. Patrick's in
Uh-huh.
New York. So we were there in that mass.
Oh, okay.
It was crowded. I thought it was something unbelievable.
I would think,
Unbelievable.
yeah.
I think that we were all shocked for what was happening on those days. And Louis Marx was also like, what's going on? And we were with him. on those days. Mhm.
So, I don't have any more questions, I don't think.
Well, Louis Marx was he was a character. He was quite a character. Sometimes he would be very, very nice with all the people that was not too close to them,
Mm-hmm.
and with the people that was very, very close to him, he wasn't so nice. He was very tough with his employees and always. But I think that was what made the company going up.
Yeah.
He was
yeah.
very strict. But he was quite a man. When we traveled with him in Mexico, I was telling you that he used to travel with a big bag full of gold coins, and he went to Mexican banks and he bought more coins, gold coins,
Gold coins.
and he traveled with those.
Solid
Solid
gold.
gold coins.
So why would he do that for?
I don't know.
Ah.
He liked to collect gold, and but it was like big bag like this, full of coins. And said, "My God, what is this?"
Did you tell me you held him for him one time and you had to watch him?
Several times, yes. Several
Several
times.
times.
Yeah, when he went with Peter to talk, and
Uh-huh.
they went to the bar or where to swim. I was in charge of all the golds and coins, and I was just like, "My God, I'm in Mexico with all this gold, what am I gonna do
Uh-huh.
here?" But it was quite funny. It was strange. It was quite funny. But with Peter and with myself, he was always very, very kind, very nice. He was quite a gentleman with us.
So did you know his brother David?
Yes, beautiful person.
He was a beautiful person
He's
also?
a beautiful person.
And with his son Charles.
Uh-huh.
His son Charles was in the wedding of one of our daughters in the city of Cuernavaca,
Mexico.
in the
Oh,
road,
really?
in the road to Acapulco.
Yeah.
It sounds like you and Louis Marx, your family and his family had a great relationship.
Yes. Very,
Yeah.
very nice. And Louis Marx, he liked my father-in-law Manny. They get along very well.
Mhm.
They understood themselves very well. I think because they came from very poor families and they had to work very hard to get what they had.
Yeah. Because your father started out with nothing, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And became a very famous
they
person,
came.
just like Louis Marx.
They were very hard workers and very intelligent. Very intelligent.
The way that my father learned English was cleaning a movie theater. But they have the same film for
2-3 months.
2-3 months. So he went to the last show and wait for cleaning and find some coins that drop from somebody else's pocket.
Uh-huh.
But the most important thing is that he sat in the rear part of the theater and put his hand on the titles and tried to understand what they were saying
That's
and
what you
repeated
learn.
Huh.
and repeated and repeated. And he was very smart and was the way that he learned how to speak English.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But
Interesting.
They,
And
they were quite a
he
character.
speak and wrote English
Very well.
perfect without one single teacher and without going over 6th grade.
Uh-huh.
He never studied more. He never read a complete book. He was not a reader. He was a businessman.
It sounds like you helped him a good bit.
Oh yes.
Huh?
He worked with him like
Yeah.
25 years.
And did you work with him?
No, I met him when I started dating Peter.
Uh-huh.
That's when I met.
Okay.
But the family was, Peter's family, quite an interesting family. There were 8 brothers and sisters.
8 brothers, 8 sisters.
Wow.
Wow,
8.
eight.
Four brothers
Oh,
and 4 sisters.
4 brothers and 4
They were
sisters.
8, yeah.
Okay, 8 altogether.
And from the 4 brothers, I am the only one who has been survived so
Yeah.
far.
So far, so good.
Uh-huh. Are you the only one that worked at the factory?
Yes,
Right now, yeah. Well, on those days,
in those days.
they were Manolo, that he was the oldest, and Peter.
Uh-huh.
They were the only two ones that worked in the factory. The youngest, they didn't work at the factory. They had another kind of work.
Like Louis Marx Jr. He never helped his dad much.
No,
wasn't
he had
in it.
he had his own business, and he
Yeah.
had oil. He had oil.
Yeah. He had a friend,
In
Dan
Texas.
Lufkin, and
Yeah.
they was big investors.
Yeah.
And he was involved in
He was a kind of different kind of business.
aviation.
Mhm.
And,
They had-
just name it.
yeah, he had different kind of business.
Well, I appreciate you guys talking with us.
No, it was very nice.
And
It was
yeah, it was
very
really
nice.
nice to meet you.
Make all the remembrances. Good
Remembering the good
memories.
old days, huh?
All the memories. Oh yes.
Yeah,
Things that we never forget.
that's
I'm
right.
Very happy to meet you, and so that you invite us to your beautiful museum that you have all kind of toys that it was many years that we haven't seen them.
Uh-huh.
So it's very nice to see those toys again.
I was shocked to see all of these beautiful toys that I built.
Yeah,
That I have to go through all the details.
yeah, to make all the memories.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the little screws, the little things, the electric motors, the
The
pinions
begging
in
and
here.
begging for them to send you a mold, huh?
Yeah, and come here to choose them and see which ones they were available and which ones they couldn't. So it was.
Did you have something like Toy Fair? Did you ever go to it?
I
No,
came here to the States to the toy first.
yeah. And then in Mexico we didn't have any
We
toy
don't.
fair,
Okay.
so we came to the toy fair in February.
Oh, you came to the New York to the Toy Fair every year?
Yes, every year.
Yes.
And you brought your anything with you?
No, we just coming and checking
What's new?
What was
what's
in the
new
market?
and what the competitors is doing and how
Yeah.
they fought each other here in the States.
Yeah.
we didn't have really any big competitor in
No.
Mexico for many years.
No competitors at all.
No,
I will not say not any competitors because there were also
but not so big as.
yeah they were small shops who have one injection molding machine
Uh-huh.
There was a.
under the bed and
You know, what I never understood is how did all those toy makers get in that same building in New York City? How did that happen?
I have no idea.
Maybe because they were all together and they knew what they were doing each one.
I mean, you know, I always wondered about that. You know, what made all the toy companies go into the same
The
building?
same building.
And
They
then
stuck
they-
in one building.
And
Yeah.
then they went to the next building across the street and put a bridge on top.
Huh?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, and
They had
in
a
the,
bridge on top.
in
yeah.
the bridge
Hmm?
there is the faces of the 4 or 5 more important toy makers, and one of them is Louis Marx.
You mean the big thing, big picture with the history?
Yeah, that was
Yes.
in brass.
My son was there about
Wow.
10 years ago, and he wasn't allowed up in that part, but somehow he got up there, and he took pictures of that big write-up in his picture.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
And you know, I think that I have so much. The toys in Mexico, it was so important, the plastic toys in Mexico, because usually the toys in Mexico were made out of wood.
Made out of what?
Wood. Hmm?
Wood?
Wood, yes. They
Okay.
carve the wood,
Uh-huh.
and that's how they make the toys in Mexico,
Mhm.
most of them. So they didn't have any plastic.
Yeah.
But they have many, how do you say, astillas?
Sharp edges.
Edges for
and,
the kids, and they were very dangerous for the kids.
Well, no,
Well,
smooth.
that was the
and,
kind of toys that they have in
Hey, I
Mexico.
only have one more question. Who's going to pay to build the wall?
Well, I don't think that nobody's going to build that wall. It's too expensive.
I have one brick. That will be for free.
We can make a ton.
Okay, that's it, Don.